Congressman, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming on. We just showed you there, maybe you got to see it, some of your Republican colleagues there railing against the current administration, saying amnesty doesn't need to be passed, but immigration reform does. What are your thoughts on what you're hearing from your colleagues there at the Freedom Caucus?
Well, they're absolutely right. I keep hearing this debate over whether there's a border crisis. We're way beyond the debate over a crisis. The question now is whether we even have an effective border. There were more than 100,000 encounters with illegal aliens crossing our border just in February. Now think about that figure, 100,000. That is the entire population of the city of Erie, Pennsylvania, or Green Bay, Wisconsin, or Burbank, California. That's in 1 month. This is simply not sustainable. And it is all being propelled by announcements and policies of this administration that have essentially announced if you can get to America, the odds are very good, you will be admitted, you will not be deported, and you can stay indefinitely. That's what's driving all of this. And the human tragedy particularly for the children, again, children get automatic entry. If you have a family with a minor, they have a much preferred way to get in. All of these trips, 2,000 miles of a trail of terror that these children are inflicted with. I saw one figure. 2/3 of the children have been subject to violence along that route. 1/3 of the girls have been sexually molested. Those are astonishing figures, and they're all being driven by these edicts from the Biden administration. And that doesn't begin to account for the other victims in this, the American people. As wages are depressed, as low-wage immigrant labor floods the market, as schools are overcrowded with children who don't speak English, as hospital emergency rooms are packed with immigrants seeking care. These are all things that are coming to all of our communities very soon as a result of these policies.
Congressman, I'm just curious to get specific with you. Have you seen, because of your state being a border state as well, have you seen an influx in immigration or migrants coming over in your state of California? We've obviously seen it in places like Arizona and Texas. We just had a mayor in Texas talk about it and the issues they've seen there. Have you seen issues in California?
Well, I represent the mountain area, the Sierra Nevada of Northern California, so we haven't seen it impact our community yet, but we know it's coming. And as you hear Democrats representing border districts in Texas saying that their facilities are being overwhelmed, that's the canary in the coal mine. This crisis is coming to every community in our country as a result of this administration.
One of the other things that's going to be discussed here and coming out of, I got to get your thoughts on this as well, coming out of the Freedom Caucus that we're still continuing to listen to is the filibuster. A lot of talk about this. You may have saw President Biden in his interview that aired in its entirety this morning about talking about possibly overhauling the filibuster. Do you think Democrats will successfully do away with it altogether? What can Republicans do about it? As you know, I know you sit in the House, but in the Senate, obviously the minority there, the filibuster is there to protect the minority. What are your thoughts on the filibuster, and do you think Democrats are going to eventually do away with it?
Well, I held a somewhat different view than many Republicans on this issue. When Republicans had majorities in both houses, I made the point that we do need filibuster reform. The filibuster was originally designed to protect debate, to allow debate to continue as long as a significant minority wanted it to continue. That assumed it was a real debate among real people debating the subject at hand. What they're planning to use, and by the way, the Republicans that I approached, including Mitch McConnell, when I urged them to reform it, said no, we're not going to do that. So McConnell's been quite consistent. It's the Democrats that have flip-flopped on it. What really appalls me is what they will be using it for, and that is a complete transformation of our country by packing the Supreme Court with new seats, packing the Senate with new states, and rigging the election laws the way they have in California. That's game, set, and match for our country if they get away with that.
All right, I'll leave it right there. I appreciate your time on this St. Patrick's Day, sir. That's Congressman Tom McClintock of California. Good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you.